Gotta change this. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Hold on. And we gotta change that to this. Yes. What you just sent me? You just sent me something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said you just sent me
I
something.
did.
Okay, I changed that. Let me see what you sent me. Uh, Lord. Testing.
Testing.
Okay, there we go.
All right, but then where's the picture?
Okay.
Testing. Okay, there we go.
Let me take the picture. Let me put the picture back.
Then where's the picture?
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I told y'all a whole story, child, that y'all ain't in here. So let's start again.
Okay.
So I know there's a lot of you whose mothers have passed away. And the three little people in the bushes just left. I know there's a lot of you whose mothers have passed away, like mine. It's been 12 years for me. And it's not an easy thing. It's not. I mean, for me now, Mother's Day is just another day. It's just another day. Because now, after 12 years, I'm over it. I realize life is what it is for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of you in the chat that'll watch us later. I know a few of you whose mothers have passed on like mine. Some are new, some are fresher and newer. And I hope you guys get through tomorrow easily. Others are like me. It's been a while, so a lot of times we've gotten past that, and sometimes we haven't.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like I was saying, when my mother had first passed away, it might have been a week or two, and I met this guy on the internet. He wanted me to go out with him and his mother for ice cream, and I was like, I declined, and he got mad. Oh, you don't want to meet me? Da, 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 da. I was like, no, that's not it. My mother just passed away. I don't want to sit there with you and your mother and eat ice cream because it's not my thing right now. And he got an attitude and mad. So, of course, I cursed him out ever so nicely. I did. I cursed him out. And I never met him, and he never met me because I cursed him out. And y'all know when this mouth started going, I didn't give him zero fuck about what I said. So it's just that who are you to want me to sit there while you're laughing and joking and having a conversation with your mother, and my mother's dead? Like, I can't do that no more. I can't go and have ice cream with my mother, and you just want to slap that in my face. That's how I felt. Like, you're slapping that in my face. And even my sister, she told me when I told her what happened, that she said when she saw women with their moms, she said it was like she felt like they were laughing at her and throwing it in her face. Like, look, I could be with my mother, and you can't. And recently, someone asked me whose their mom just passed away a couple of weeks ago, and they asked me, they said, Joe, when does this stop? When do I stop crying? When do I just have normal days again? And I was like, that's up to you. I was like, it doesn't go away. It never goes away. It just gets better.
Well, of course. I mean, that's your mom. You're never gonna forget your mother.
No, but I don't like telling people that it goes away. It just gets better. You learn how to deal with it better as time goes by, as opposed to it just going away. And it's not one of those things that goes away. It's one of those things that just gets better at times. I still have times where I think about my mother and I break down and cry because it's like it was yesterday. It just is what it is. Even my sister told me there's times she's been places that she had to run to the bathroom because she cried because she thought about my mother in that moment. And it becomes better because you have that moment and you move on from it. In the beginning, you have that moment and you linger in it. And then as time goes by, you have that moment and it gets better. It never goes away. So it's not something that I would ever advise somebody that goes away, because it never goes away. It just gets better. You learn how to deal with it.
So let's talk about Mama Becky. What was Mama Becky like?
Oh man, she was amazing. I would get mad because my friends would come over to the house and I felt like she would take over my friends. Because even my sister felt the same way. We felt like she would take over our friends because she welcomed everybody in her house. She never turned any of our friends away. She took an interest in their lives. She was the type of person where my friends would call her like she was their mother and call her like she was their mother and ask for advice. And she would take them under her wing like they were me and Tracy.
But I want to talk about first. I mean, I know you got a lot of stories about, your mother and your friends and things like that. But I want to talk about what was Mama Becky like to you? I mean, how did you two interact?
For me and my mother, once my mother, okay, I can't lie, my mother was very manipulative.
What you mean manipulative?
No, my mother was very manipulative. You were going to do what she said do, regardless of whatever it was. My mother was very manipulative, and she was going to get you to do it one way or another. She never forced you to do anything. It was never by force, and she never beat you. Honestly, me and my sister can never say my mother gave us a beating.
But she would direct you. She would direct you.
She would basically tell you this is what's going to happen. It was really not an option. There was no option involved. It was this is what's going to happen.
Right.
In the story.
Right.
When it came to my sister, that's exactly what it was. When it came to me, of course, you know me, I'm going to push the envelope. But that's not going to be what you just said it was going to be. It's going to be what I want it to be when I want it to be it. So growing up, I got yelled at a lot. She yelled at me a lot because I just didn't listen. Because I felt, why should I have to listen to you? If I don't want to do that, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do this. So as I got older, and in the beginning as a child, of course, I listened. I realized my mother loved me. Not that I didn't think she loved me, but I realized how far she would go when I told her I got molested. And she tried to kill the person that molested me. And she might be alive in jail now if the person's father didn't stop her. She was about to plunge a knife in the boy's chest. And that was powerful to me. Another powerful thing to me when we went to court about it, she felt that she failed as a parent. And she said that in front of me. And I, as a child, I was about 8 years old. I grabbed her and said, "No, you didn't, Mommy. It's not your fault. I love you. Please don't give us away." Because I just thought she was going to give me and my sister away.
Oh, wow.
And at that moment, she realized that I felt some kind of way. And I felt like it was my fault. So she gathered herself together and, pulled herself together. So I think after that, a lot of what I got away with because of what happened to me. And she never sent me to therapy because she didn't believe in therapy. So she never sent me to therapy. And down the line, I think she kind of wished she would have sent me to therapy because it might have made me a different person. So in that moment, that was that. And then as I grew up, she realized that I couldn't be manipulated the way she wanted to manipulate me because I just didn't listen. I did what I wanted to do. And as I got older and this mouth got fiercer, I wanted things and she would tell me, "No, you're not doing that until you're 18. My mother was very strict. I couldn't be the average kid. I wasn't the average kid that could just go out and go to a party and come home whenever. She was not having that. It was, you're going to be in my house at a certain time, period, end of story. No, you're not doing this. No, you're not doing that. And I listened. I was pissed about it, but I listened. I didn't sneak out or nothing like that. But her thing was always, when you're 18 and you have a job, you can do whatever you want. Well, baby, guess what happened?
What?
I turned 18. She told me when I turned 18, she said, this can be your last summer where you just sit around and do nothing, or you can get a job and start living your life. Because what you're not going to do, since you don't want to go to college, is live in my house and be a bum.
Mm.
So I said, okay. I said, well, Ma, I want to get a job. So between her and Uncle Fred, they was trying to help me find a job.
Mm.
And oh God, I want to say it was my mother that ended up helping me get my first job.
Oh, really? Okay.
At the bank that I was working at. And I actually kept that job for like 15 years before they laid us all off.
Mm-hmm.
And I was making a good little coin from back in the day. And then that's when I met the gays at the job. I met the gays at the job. I have to say it that way because I didn't identify that way back then.
The gays?
I just knew I was different. And I didn't have a name for it. I just knew that I liked the boys and I was different than the other boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I met the gays at work. I have to say this because I have to lead into me and my mother's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, up to that point, we had a good relationship. I would get yelled at a lot because, like I said, I didn't listen. If she told me to take out the garbage, I'd say, okay. I didn't know, she wanted it done immediately. Mm-hmm. And I would do it when I felt like it. So, of course, I would get yelled at. I would cook. I would get mad because she didn't cook. And she told me I'm grown enough that if I want to eat, she took out food and I'd either learn how to cook it myself or I wouldn't eat. So that's how I learned to cook. Because I learned to cook and she actually enjoyed my cooking and loved it. Mm. And that's how I learned to cook because I would end up cooking for her. Mm-hmm. And so be it. And then I started working at night. I started working 4 to 12. And I met the gays gradually at the job. And one of them asked me if I wanted to come out with him because he asked me, did I have a boyfriend and stuff like that. I said, why would I have a boyfriend? I'm not kidding. Mm-hmm. He was like, honey, I know a young queen when I see one. So I went out. And the next day, honey, all the things that I wanted to do. I went to the barber shop and got me a haircut, honey. I went to the beauty supply store and got me some blonde hair, honey. I went to the mall and pierced these ears up, honey. I came home and blonded this hair, and my mother came home and gagged when she saw me. She was like, what the hell did you do? I said, well, you said when I was 18 and I had a job, I could do what I want. I'm 18, I have a job, and I am doing what I want, girl. That was just my response.
Really?
Girl.
You said that?
So she looked at me and gagged. I said, oh, Miss Thing, I'm a new person, honey. I went to the club last night. Mm-hmm. I'm free, honey. I'm free. There's a whole bunch of people like me in this world, and I have died and gone to heaven. So, it was never spoken that I was gay, but she knew because I just started changing and I started becoming this queen, honey, this little switching, finger popping, flaming queen. And it was like, oh my God. Yeah. So it was, she never spoke on it. She just let it happen.
She never really expressed how she felt, or
right. She just let it happen. It was just okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, he's coming to himself. Because I had a girlfriend, so that was throwing her off that I had a girlfriend. So in her mind, it was like, okay, well, he's not gay. Mm-hmm. And of course, I got rid of the girlfriend, blonded and pierced up everything. Then I think when I pierced my nose, that like shocked her because back then no men was piercing their nose. There was no Tupac. I just went and pierced my nose. My sister always wanted her nose pierced. That was another thing I did that pissed her off. because my sister wanted her nose pierced and she was only 16. So I took her to get her nose pierced. So my mother was pissed because she said, "Why would you do that?" I said, "Because I'm 18 with a job." She said, "But she ain't." And I was like, "Well, Mom, she wanted her nose pierced." So after I took Tracy to get her nose pierced, I liked it and I went and got my nose pierced. And back then, boys wasn't piercing their nose. So now I done added blonde hair, 3 earrings in 1 ear, and nose piercing.
Right.
So now I'm really the gay boy of the project. Right, I was really the gay boy of the project now because I done did everything that men wasn't doing back then. And then I had the bright idea to pierce my other ear. I said, I'm going to pierce my other ear. So I froze it and I took one of the piercing earrings that they had pierced my ear with and just popped the hole through my ear.
Oh my God, Joe.
And now I have 1 hole in the right ear, 3 holes in the left ear, a hole in my nose, and then I had the bright idea I want 4 holes in my other ear. So I pierced the other ear, and now I had 4 holes in 1 ear and 1 hole up there. Then I wanted the gristle in my ear pierced, and I went and pierced that. So my mother is just seeing all these piercings and things, and she's like losing her mind finally, but she ain't saying nothing. So
she probably screaming on the inside.
One day she called me and she told me something that she saw someone we knew, and she said he was with an F word because that's how she talked. So I said, "Oh, Ma, he's gay," because back in the day, me and him, I said, "Oops," because me and my mother had a friendship. We had a friendship-son relationship. So it really slipped out when I said, "Oh yeah, Ma, he's gay," because me and him, and I caught myself. I said, "Oh, wait a minute, bitch, you talking to your mother, not your friend."
Right.
So I said, "Well, Ma, you do know that I'm gay, right?" The child, tell me something I don't know. I was waiting for you to tell me. She said, "I wasn't going to tell you. I was waiting for you to tell me." I said, "Okay, well, since we got that out of the way, girl, yes, he's gay. Trust me, he's gay." I said, "If he ain't gay, he bisexual."
Oh my God.
So after that, it just became, she had to just get used to me being this queen, this flaming queen.
But she loves you for you.
She never turned me. She didn't like it. I know she didn't like it. And if she had her way, of course, it wouldn't have been that way. Hey, Melissa M.
Hey, Melissa.
If
good
she
morning.
had her way, it wouldn't have been that way. But she never knocked me. She just let me be who I was. She made comments, and I told her, you know, I had to remind her. I said, "Well, when Grandma told you not to get a divorce, you told her you was going to do it anyway. So what you're not going to do is think that you're going to control my life and not let me do and be who I am." And, you know, it was fierce, and my mouth was what it was. And sometimes I did get out of bounds with my mother. I ain't gonna lie. But she never. I think because she was the same way as me when it came to her mouth, that she realized my son is just like me, and she allowed me to be me. She allowed my friends to be them. And I think that's why they liked her and loved her, because they knew it was a safe haven in my house. And they could come to my house and be who they were without being judged, without being ridiculed. And God, I just have to say, my mother loved me a way that when my mother died, I felt like the only person that loved me unconditionally in this world was gone. And that's what bothered me more than anything else about her death, is that I felt no one would ever love me again in this lifetime the way my mother loved me. And it just ripped my whole heart apart, because my mother never judged me. I've done things that she didn't like, and she spoke on it. She told me, she was never afraid to tell me, "Joe, what are you doing? You're stupid." Like, she didn't care. "You're stupid." And it's stupid. And why are you doing it? Or she'll get mad at me and say, "I'm not speaking to you until you change." Or, "I'm not speaking to you until you realize what you're doing is dumb." or she wasn't afraid to just tell me how she felt,
Right.
and I appreciated that, and like that didn't hurt me, it didn't bother me. I appreciated that, and so when she died, my heart was just like, oh my God, I can't even explain it to you. Like, my sister felt like she lost her best friend because my mother and her always together. They were best friends. I didn't have. My mother was my friend. She was my best friend, but she was also my first love, period. And the love she showed me, I knew I would never, ever, ever, ever have that again in this lifetime. And that's what bothered me the most. That's what ripped my heart apart the most, was that nobody will ever love me the way my mother did. So when she died, I was on this quest to find love. And that might sound crazy, but I was on this quest to find love. I wanted a boyfriend. I wanted to be loved. It was like when she died, I just felt like nobody loved me. And I came on this quest to find love. And after a few months, I had to stop myself. I had to, bitch, what are you doing? You are a person that's okay with being by yourself. You can't just go out here and attach yourself to everybody that shows you 5 minutes and they like you. That don't mean they love. Like, I had to literally stop myself.
Wow.
I was just on this quest to find love.
Wow.
And I wanted somebody to love me. And what did it was when my sister called me and said she wanted to have another baby. And I said, "What do you want to have another baby for?" She's like, "Because I need something to love me. I need love." What?
Right.
What?
Wrap it up.
And when she said that to me, that's when I realized, bitch, what are you doing? You're in a quest to find love. That's not going to happen, girl. And then I stopped. And, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You wanted to know what kind of person my mother was.
Yeah. Well, you see my mama, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see her sitting up there saying something.
Like you.
My mama, that woman that you see right there. Now, my mother is 65 in that picture. My mother is 60. She's 67 right now, but she was 65 in this picture, and I was so amazed when I saw her.
Your mother's 76.
Yeah, yes. I'm sorry.
67.
My mother was 70. She was 75 in this picture. I'm sorry. She's 76 now. And I was when I saw this particular picture was a picture I took when she did a fashion show. She was modeling, and she was doing a fashion show. And looking at this picture, it just says who I am, and it says, well, because people always wonder, Shamel, where do you get so much passion from? Why do you go from 0 to 10? Why do you turn up? And I have my mother's energy when it comes to, just engaging with people, talking to people. I'm a people person, I'm a social butterfly, and so on and so forth. My mom is still here with us. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so glad. I often think about my mother-in-law, in the sense of who she was, and just looking at her picture, you could tell she was just this bright, bubbly, and beautiful person. You could just tell. Like, Joseph tells me stories about my mother-in-law all the time about how, if she was here, I'd probably be at the bakery with her getting desserts, something like that. Or, he always tells me that, if his mom, if my mother-in-law was alive, then we would probably be best friends too. My mom is, I just look at my mother and I laugh. But, this is something that I was keeping private. But my mom is going through the early stages of dementia. And you know, even with that, she's still the same bubbly, energetic, you know, wanting to be all up in the mix with everything person. My mother is she's a people person, you know. She was growing up funny. My mother was very comical. She's always been comical, and I've always mimicked that. You know, she's always comical with her conversation with people. You know, my mother, you will find my mother talking about the craziest things. I remember one time my mother was having a conversation with all her girlfriends about how to wipe themselves after they use the bathroom. And she would demonstrate and everything. My mother was a key. My mother's a kiki. She's funny. She's just funny. Ain't she, Joseph?
Yes.
My mother is a kiki. She's a firecracker.
Definitely that.
She's definitely a firecracker because my mother is right now, although she's going through the early stages of dementia, she still wants to keep her independence. So we allow her to have her independence. You know, there are some challenges that we endure with her because of the early stages of dementia, but life for us with our mom is fun, and right now, you know, we're really cherishing things. You know, I cherish a lot when it comes to her. Like when I look at her, I cherish her. You know, I hug her a lot. We talk a lot about life and things like that. Uh, I try my very best to keep her in good spirits, and to keep her engaged and make her smile because you know, dementia is something that can take you through a lot of psychological changes. So, you know, I'm learning now, Joseph, to, you know, try to keep my mother smiling. I like to see her happy. Like now, right now, we do Sunday dinners. We go to her house, and all of us, me, my sisters. I had two siblings. Me, my sisters, my sister Kim. She has the most kids, so it's my sisters and all of her kids and their kids. You know, we all go to my mother's house on Sundays and have Sunday dinner. And my mother just has a good time. She be doing TikTok with the grandkids. She be doing TikTok with the grandkids, dancing. They be showing her these new different type of dances, and she just goes right along with it, and she does it. You know, my mother's just fun. I can't imagine life without her. You know, I really can't, Joseph. And you know, this is Mother's Day coming up, and I just I just want to focus on all the great things that my mother has been and has done for me, and what she is to me. We've never really talked about my being gay. We've never really had a conversation. We've never had a conversation about it, to be honest. You know, my mother has always told me she loves me. That's it. Period. Point blank. You know. Now, as far as me and my friends and all that other stuff, there was a lot of decorum to it, Joseph. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of decorum. There has been a lot of decorum to it, even with you. And you know, I always told you that, you know, I wanted you to develop your own relationship with my mom. I didn't want to have anything to do with your relationship with my mom. I wanted you to see her for who she is, and I wanted you to have your own relationship with her, and you do. You and my mom, y'all play words with friends. Y'all play words with friends. So, you know.
And she get mad because I be beating her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, mother-in-law, I beat you.
Yeah, you always beating her in words with friends, so you say. And yeah, I'm just happy for her to be here. My condolences and my heart goes out to all those people out there whose mom is not here anymore, like my husband Joseph. My heart goes out to you. To be honest with you, I don't ever want to know. I don't ever want to know what it's like to be without my mom here with me. I don't ever want to know that. But I do understand that it's a possibility that that day may come. Um, and I just don't think there's a way to prepare for it. You know, there's really no way. There's not a way to prepare for it. You know, mom is the most important person on this earth. You know, I don't think I can't imagine anyone living on this earth who would not either defend, love, or care about their mom. You know, even those who grew up without their mom, even those whose moms have wasn't present in their life. You know, I think everybody, when it comes to mothers, I think everybody has a place in their heart.
Your mother is your first love.
Yeah, I do. I just really, you know, I really think everybody has a place in their heart for their moms. Wow.
Why are you getting emotional?
I couldn't be. I couldn't see myself without my mom. I just couldn't see myself without her. She's always been my rock. You know. Sometimes she get on my nerves, but you know what? I'm just like her. I'm Joseph. When I tell you, I am just like my mom. And you seen it. You said, you said to me, "Oh, I see where you get it from. I see where I get it now."
Yeah, and people used to say, people used to see and my mother say things, and they would. The stuff that would come out of her mouth, they would go, "Oh, now I know where you get it from." Because my mother didn't care what came out of her mouth.
Like I look at your sister, and I look at all your cousins and stuff like that, and I look at them, and like I see I see Tracy's personality, and your mom, because of the things you told me about her. I see Tracy. When I look at Tracy, I can see your mom in her. You know.
Tracy, it's crazy because Tracy is more like my grandmother than she is my mother. For Tracy to act like my mother, she has to be angry. When she gets mad, the old baby, she's my mother 100%. But on just the average, she's more my grandmother. She's more caring. She's more loving. She's more understanding. She's definitely more my grandmother than she is my mother. Close the door and turn off the light. She's more my grandmother than she is my mother, as far as her personality. And we talk about that all the time. I'll say, "How come I'm just like mommy and you just like grandma?" Because it was weird. Because you know, we stayed with my grandmother during the week while my mother worked, and my mother would get us on the weekend. And it's weird. It's just weird how she picked up my grandmother's personality, the loving, nurturing, always understanding. Let's pray about it, and Jesus will fix it. And I'm on my mother, like, fuck that. I'm gonna curse you out and get what out and let you know how I feel. So it's just weird to us how we just picked up different personalities from the people that raised us. But let Tracy get mad. Oh, honey, that's Becky 100%. She's Becky then, honey. When she gets mad, honey, she is totally my mother. She ain't trying to hear nothing. She gonna curse you out, and she gonna go about her business. And if she need to pick up a knife to make her point, that's what she gonna do.
Lord have mercy.
She is very unbothered when she's angry. But you gotta really push Tracy to the limit to make her angry.
Now, my sisters, they're like my mom too, in a sense. Like, well, not my sister Kim. My sister Kim, my older sister, she's like my dad. But my younger sister Kelly, not only do her and my mom resemble each other, but my sister Kelly has her same.
Resemble? Kelly look exactly like your mother.
Yeah, they do. They look exactly alike. But what I'm saying is, my Kelly, unbeknownst to Kelly, sometimes my mother and her, in terms of personality, are one and the same. Like my mother has this spunk about her. You know, she has this fearlessness about her, and my sister Kelly has the same spirit. You know, my mother has this fearlessness where she don't care who you are. If she need to get up in your face, she gonna get up in your face. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And could you put this?
Go ahead.
So you know, that's just my mom's spirit. My mother is just like that's one of the things I admire about her is her fearlessness. And I do admire her fearlessness. She don't have no fear of anything. Oh gosh, she don't have no fear of anything. I remember as a kid when guys, because I used to get bullied a lot, you know, and I remember, you know, kids would bully me and stuff like that. My mother would take me outside and she'd be like, "Who over here want to mess with my son?" And you know, she will always defend me, and I don't care who it was. It could be the biggest person in the world. She jumped right up in their face. And my mother's only like five. How tall is my mom? My mother's about 5'2".
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little short woman. She's a little short woman, but with a lot of spunk. You know, that's how she's always been. Um, she's young at heart. She really is. She's young at heart. You can tell that. You can look at this picture right here, and you can tell my mother is just young at heart. She thinks she about 20 something years old. You know, and she's 70 something years old. I'll be like, "Mommy, go somewhere and sit down. You just, Mommy, you just stay doing the most. Why? Why?" And you know, even now, my mother was always talking about she wants to get more into doing things, you know. But she you know, I always tell her about senior citizen events and so my mother's be, I don't want to hang around no old people. My mother don't even want to be with, you know, and my mother's single, and you know, I told her she should date and stuff like that. She's like, I ain't dating no old man. I don't want no old man, you know. So she's young at heart. She really is. My mother is very young at heart. She's very young spirited. And it's a beautiful thing. Um, like I said, I can't imagine not having her here, physically present with me. Um, and that's why my heart goes out to a lot of people that are, you know, just living life and their mother has passed on. You know, there's no way to make sense of it. There just really isn't a way to make sense of it, you know. Um, like you just said, you know, mothers are like the most important thing in a person's life. Your mother is like uh gold. She's like um, you know, the Hope Diamond, you know. She's the number one lady in your life, you know. So my heart goes out to those today that do not have their mothers with them. Um, but that's really it, guys. We just wanted to share some funny stories, or you know, some good times about our moms today. Joseph, unfortunately, his mom is not here anymore. My mom is still here, and you know, we try to cherish every moment that we have with her. For those of you out there who don't have your mother anymore, we offer our condolences. And for those of you that do have your mom still with you, um, my biggest advice to you is to cherish every moment that you have with them, because you never know when they may not be here anymore.
Definitely.
Um,
I see people, and it's hard for me when sometimes when people ask me that, advice on what they should do with their mothers, because I don't want to give people the wrong information or whatever, because my mother's not here. So my heart is always in the place of, well, don't say this or don't say that, because you don't want to give them the wrong information, because it's hard. Because, it ain't like I ain't never got mad at my mother. I'd be lying if I told you that. Ain't like I ain't never got pissed and was mad and, wanted to tell her, go kick rocks and things of that nature. Because I have. And, it is what it is. But at the same time, now that she's gone, it's like, wow, being mad. If she was alive, I'd probably still be mad at some of the things she said or some of the things she did, or, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, she was my mother, and I love her, and I miss her. I miss her like crazy. But it is what it is. It just is what it is. It's hard. It's, like I said, it's something that you never get over, but it just gets better. It just gets better as time goes by. You get better at dealing with it. You get better at adjusting to it and realizing that it is just what it is. And there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do to change it. Sometimes I really want to pick up the phone. And, for example, when I got married, like, that was like one of the hardest things for me to do without my mom, because I wanted to pick up the phone and tell her, Mom, I'm getting married. You got to get a dress. You got to come. And, all of that, because I know she would have been happy for me. And it was just rough because I couldn't do that. It was rough because I wanted Tremel to meet his mother-in-law. I wanted him to know who she was as a person, know who raised the man that he fell in love with, and why, I am the way I am. And that was one of the hardest.
Well, I already get that from looking at your picture.
When you look at that picture you have up of me and my mom, you can really see the shadiness in both of us.
Right. I look at that picture and I see you. I see you and I see your mom. I really do. I see you and I see your mom. But it looks like, it appears as though you're one and the same. I get I get why you are the way you are. And it's because of her.
I'm truly my mother's son. Like everything from trying to direct you into the way I want you to move. And getting angry when you don't move the way I want you to move, but I still accept it and keep it going. That's my mother. That's my mother 100%. And not being judgy about it, but just accepting it for what it is. That is my mother 100%.
Wow. Yeah, guys. So, Joseph, if you had to leave everybody with something today about moms, about your mother, what would be the final thing that you would say?
About my mother or just mothers in general?
About your mother and mothers in general.
About my mother? If I had to leave one thing about my mother?
Or yeah, if you had to leave a message to her, you want to leave a message, if you want to say something to your mom, and let's just operate on the premise that she is still here. you know, and you had something to say to her. What would you say to her, and what would you say to people out there about, you know, um, cherishing motherhood?
Um, well, what I would say to my mother is thank you. Thank you for always loving me. Thank you for always appreciating who I was as a person and never trying to change who I was. I know that if you had your way, I would have been your straight son with a wife and kids. But even though I wasn't that, you never seemed disappointed in who I was as a person.
Uh-huh.
You accepted me for who I was. You loved me unconditionally. And for that, I thank you because it molded me and shaped me into the person that I am today, unapologetic and unafraid to be who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would say to people is I know sometimes your relationship with your mother can be strained.
Mm-hmm.
I know sometimes you may be angry at her, and I've seen situations where mothers, I personally look and say, how do you love her
Mm-hmm.
with the things that she's done to them?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you only get one mother.
Right.
And I promise you, when she's gone, it's going to feel like a piece of you is gone as well. Because that's the person that gave you life for 9 months. And you will feel it. I don't care what you think about your mother, good, bad, indifferent, or ugly. When she takes her last breath, there's something inside of you is going to die right along with her.
Wow.
And it's going to be the hardest thing because you are going to try to figure it out. It's going to be like either you're an orphan, like some of my friends who've experienced this say they felt like orphans. Some of them, like me, say it's like putting a puzzle together and you don't have that one missing piece and you're looking for that missing piece and you can never find it. But at the end of the day, while she's here, love her and cherish her because it's going to be too late when she's gone. When she's gone, it's too late. You can't fix it. You can't, nothing. It's just what it is. So
Wow.
that's my advice and what you asked me.
Well, if I had something to say to my mom today, I would definitely say, keep on doing what you're doing, Mom. Keep on doing what you're doing. My mother, Mom, you are my rock sometimes, and I don't even have to talk about the fact that I know that my mother, there's been time when she didn't understand me. I don't even have to have that conversation. But I just want, if I had something to say to her, I would say, I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. Um, and, although it has taken me many years, I finally get the person that you are. I finally get the reason why you felt the way you felt in certain situations. And um, I love you. I care about you. And I forgive you. You know. And I think that's the most appropriate thing for me to say. Um, what I would say to people out there um, is you should cherish your mother for everything that she is. If she's not with you physically anymore, know that she's with you. Um, on the other side, she's always going to be with you. Like, your mother's never going to leave you. She's always going to be there in spirit. Um, and that's really it. That's what I would say. So, that's it, guys. We just wanted to share with you a little bit about our moms and, you know, some of the things that we have and are experiencing with our moms today, because it is Mother's Day weekend. If your mom is still here, try to do something special for her. You know, moms are very understanding. You know, you don't always have to give a monetary gift or a tangible gift. Just calling her up and saying Happy Mother's Day, I love you, is gift enough to some mothers. You know,
Or just spending time with her if you can.
yeah, just go out and spend time. Just spend time with her if you can. If you can spend time with her tomorrow or today, just go and spend time with her. Um, and know that you're loved. You know, make sure you're watching us on all social media platforms. You guys know what those are.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course right here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and share us out to a friend. Don't be stingy and keep the McCraeKingz for yourself. And if you want to be a lord or a lady at our round table, please hit that join button. If you don't see it, the link will be in the description box. And become a member of our platform. Become a lord or a lady or a knight at our round table. We always love that. Also, if you want to hit that little thank you button, you can hit that thank you button and send them a
Thank you. Thank you.
on any video, whenever you watch us.
Yes.
Whether you watch us live or you watch the replays. We love you when you watch the replays. Definitely. For everybody who maybe sleep right now and then will catch the replay later. And also check out the McCraeKingz Boutique for everything McCraeKingz and our production company, Dare to Be Different. Because why would you want to be the same? And also, you know, guys, we are on hiatus until July 1st. I know we've been coming live a lot, but we are on hiatus. We just can't seem to stay away from you guys. But coming July 1st, a whole new platform, a whole new bunch of things that we're going to start doing. If you want to advertise with McCraeKingz coming July, please email us at TheMcRaeKingz@gmail.com for prices and more information on how to advertise on our channel. Also, please feel free to support the McCraeKingz. The Cash App is in the bottom left-hand corner of the video. Please, any donations you make to the McCraeKingz go right back into the platform so that we can give you the best show possible.
Right.
It's not easy and free to do YouTube. Like
sure ain't.
You think it is.
Wish it was.
Right. And on that note, guys, please, please, please enjoy your Mother's Day weekends. Enjoy your moms. For those of you
enjoy your Mother's Day weekend.
Have your mothers here. Please enjoy and cherish your mom this weekend, especially tomorrow on Mother's Day.
Yes.
For those of us like me, whose moms aren't here, please don't be sad. Know that she's in a better place. Know that right now, she's probably more happy than we are being here. But the selfish side of us wants her here to love on her and cherish her. But our spiritual side, most of the time, knows that she's in a better place and she's where she belongs right now. So cherish in the fact that your spiritual side knows that your mother's in a better place and she is happy and she is living her best life in another place. And one day we will see her again.
Right.
So with that being said, y'all, please walk in love, sunshine, peace, and happiness. And always know that it's Team McRae.
All damn day.
And happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there that watch us.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
And appreciate you.
Happy Mother's Day. Kisses and hugs and all those great and beautiful things. You guys have a great, great Saturday. Enjoy your Mother's Day weekend, mothers, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.